Right, good morning everyone. It's Lisa from Barclay Jones and I've got the lovely Rose from Barclay Jones with me. I'll introduce her properly in a second. Obviously our goal today is to help you get your head around the fantastic AdaptUX, standing for user experience. So Rose and I have worked together for a number of years and I'm delighted that she's been given exclusive access to the system today to actually have a look and show you what she thinks are our favourite new features. The webinar is going to take about 30 minutes.
So we work across the globe with recruitment businesses and we help them become more profitable with effective digital marketing technology. So on a given day, we will be working to implement or improve a CRM and the usage of it. We will be working with marketing executives and global heads of marketing within recruitment businesses to help them generate ROI, leads, and ultimately cash from marketing. And we also work with lovely recruitment consultants, helping them become more effective with things like LinkedIn, Bond Adapt, etc. Please get in touch if you've got any questions.
So I'd love to introduce Rose. I've been working with Rose since 2003. Not that either of us look old enough to have been on market since then, Rose, because obviously we only just graduated last year, the University of Life. Rose and I have been working together in recruitment since 2003, myself since 2000, and we have both been working extensively on how many versions of Adapt? I've even lost count. 874 was the first one we used to work on, and we've gone through a number of them since. We obviously do lots of work with people who use Adapt every day. We train them, we help them implement the system, we help them make the system better. When we got the call from Bond International Software a few weeks ago saying, do you want to have a look at our new bit of kit? And we were like, excuse me, yes. And bearing in mind this morning we had our huddle in the team and we always use 3 words to describe how our week has been, and Rose used the word geek, so we quite like that. So obviously the geek, known as Rose, is going to come on the line any second now and talk to you all about her favourite parts of the new AdaptUX system. So obviously chuck in questions as you go along. We're going to keep this webinar short and sweet, and if there's anything we can't answer today, we will come back to you via email separately. Handing over to Rose, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you're all well. Hope the sun's shining where you are. It's nice and warm in Leeds, but it's very sort of grey and a bit overcast. So I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that the sun might come out for the weekend. That'd be really nice. So yeah, as Lisa said, I am one of her social media and CRM trainers. And yes, I have been using Bond since the version 8 days, so quite a while ago. I've been in recruitment since 2003 as a trainer. And so, yeah, I was really looking forward to getting my hands on the AdaptUX version and seeing the new features and what it was all about. So I've picked up some of my favourite things and I'm going to talk you through them today. By all means, follow me on LinkedIn. So like I said, my name's Rose Megson. Happy to connect to you guys if you want to. We're always posting things, tips and articles and blog posts about CRM and getting the most from your social media and so on. So please do link up to me. And also I'm on Twitter as well. I'm at Rose Megson. Our hashtag for today, like Lisa said, is hashtag RecruitClever. And also you can tweet at Barclay_Jones and also at BondIntUK as well. That would be really good if we can get you online. Okay, so the first thing that I really loved about the new AdaptUX is the collapsible sidebar. So if you are an Adapt user already, maybe you're on an earlier version, then you might be used to the toolbar usually runs across the top of the screen and so on. Well, this one is really great. We've got some lovely new icons on there, easily recognizable, but it also collapses as well. So we get a lot more room on the screen to review our records, to review our searches, and just generally move around the system a lot quicker and easier. So I'm just going to jump into my nice AdaptUX session just to show you so you can see it in a live environment as well. So I've just jumped into Adapt and I'm on my Adapt Home at the moment. And if we look down the left-hand side, this is the toolbar that we're talking about here. So as I said, we've got the nice icons, really recognizable. If we hover over the icon, we get the pop-out menu to the right-hand side as well, which again is really clear and easy. You might notice, again, for those people who are Adapt users already, you'll recognise that I've got a couple of records open already. For those of you who maybe don't use Adapt, so what I've got here is I've got a couple of records open that I was using this morning. So it's really great because I can just jump back into them with a hyperlink and get on with that particular vacancy or that person, that candidate, that contact that I was dealing with. So these pop-out menus work really well. And what I can do is collapse it, as I said. So if I go right down to the bottom left corner, we just click on Collapse Sidebar. And then I've got an awful lot more room on my screen. And I've actually got quite a small laptop screen, but I can see pretty much everything I need to. And then this is really good as well because as you get into the record, you can view as much information as possible. And when you're reviewing searches and CVs and things like that, it's really great. So if I just jump into Jasper, just to show you a record and how this works within this particular view. Jasper is my dog. He is a golden doodle. I use him often in training. I've probably got questions about what a golden doodle is now as well. But back to the sidebar. So if we look down the left, you can see the icons are still there. I can still click on them, hover over them. The menu pops out to the left, to the right-hand side of it, and I can access those other records that I might have open. So really, really nice and easy. And then let's just click it again just so you can see it as well in its full entirety. So that was the first feature that I really liked about the AdaptUX. And then the next thing is the reminders and the tasks. We all know recruitment is so time precious and we've all got a million things to do. We've got candidates to interview, we've got emails to return, we've got calls to make, we've got client meetings to organise, all these types of things. We're just task heavy, aren't we? So what we don't want to do is miss anything that we need to do. Keep on task is a really, really big thing. And the new AdaptUX version is really handy because at the top of the toolbar, we've got these nice icons. We've got a bell, which is the reminders. We've got a task here with a little tick on what looks like a clipboard. And then we've got a calendar icon as well. And the great thing is when we've got reminders outstanding or tasks outstanding, then we get the nice little red icons above those with the numbers as well. So just to show you again in a live environment, if I jump back into AdaptUX, and we're looking at the top of the screen up here, so I'm hoping you can see this. So currently it's telling me I have 4 reminders, I've got 6 tasks, and I've got a calendar appointment. And what I can also do is if I click on the button, it actually drops down and it shows me what those things are. So if it goes red, it means it's overdue. So naughty me, I've got lots of overdue things today. But again, the really good thing about this menu I really like is I can snooze directly from here as well. So I've got an appointment, client meeting, I can close it, actually I've done it, I don't need to be reminded about it anymore, or I can click the little Zs and I'll snooze it as well, which is handy. And if I want to go see my reminders in full, I can just click go to reminders here and it will show me all my reminders again in entirety. If I just jump across to the right hand side and do the same for tasks, just to show you how easy it is. No due tasks for today, but like I said, been a bit naughty, I've got a lot of overdue red tasks I need to sort out. So I can see them all nice and easily in this particular menu. And then if I scroll right down to the bottom of the menu, what is great is I can just quickly jump into my full task pad by going to go to tasks down at the bottom. And similar with calendar, click onto here, it's telling me, oh, surprise, surprise, the calendar appointment is this webinar appointment. And again, I've got the link to go directly into my calendar from here as well. And AdaptUX, again, for those Adapt users, maybe you're on a slightly earlier version and you probably find that your tasks and your calendar sync with your Outlook account as well, which is really great. And AdaptUX does exactly the same as well, which is really useful. So that was my second thing. Never miss a thing, never miss a call that you need to make, never miss a client meeting or any tasks that you need to do with those handy little reminders at the top. And then another really great feature that I like, what they've changed about the records, is the workflow actions across the top of the records now. So again, on previous versions, you might have sort of been scrolling up and down a little bit, looking to the left, looking to the right to find out where these particular actions were. And what Adapt have done is they've taken I suppose, the most popular or the ones that you need to use most often, and they've pulled them up to the top of the records. It's really nice and easy. And again, they've given you some nice little icons as well. So after you've used the AdaptUX for a couple of times, these icons are really going to stick in your head. You'll know what all these different images mean. So if I just jump back into Jasper's record, and I might minimize my sidebar as well, just as we were talking about earlier, and I'm looking at these buttons across the top here. So I'm in Jasper's profile, which is the page that I'm on at the moment. I've got the little drop down, and this gives me access into all his other pages. So we can see we've got all the different pages of the record here. But again, really nice and handy, at the top of this particular menu, I can go straight into the task panel. That's for Jasper. So if I've got any outstanding tasks linked to Jasper as a candidate, then that will take me into his task pad there, nice and easy. any calendar appointments. I've got interviews with him. Again, that jumps me into calendar specific related tasks for Jasper. And really, really key things for recruiters, we've got the journal and the document library here. So the journal is the history of what's happened to Jasper since we added him to Adapt. So it records all the activity, the CV sends, the interviews, any notes and things like that we've made against his record. So really handy to get into these things quickly when you're reviewing, maybe you're on the phone to him at the same time. I want to see what's been previously happened to him. And then the document library is any, as it sounds, any documents that I've attached to him. So his CV will be in there, but actually his CV's on this profile page as well, a little bit further down. But back to this menu, I've got the activities, which this handy little menu shows me all of the activities I could possibly run on Jasper's record, which is great. But then these are the really good ones. We've got these individual buttons at the top with the nice little icons, and these are quick links, quick buttons into actions I will be running on a regular and very speedy basis with this particular candidate. So I can log a phone call, I can send emails, I can shortlist him to a vacancy from here, I can quickly book him. Now Jasper's a permanent candidate, but if he was temp, I could quickly book him into a job from here, which is brilliant. Again, temp and contract work, speed is of the essence, isn't it? I can do a job search, so I can match his codes that I've put against his record, and I can match to vacancies that I've got on the system. Again, really quick and easy. I can run an internal interview. I can look him up on social media as well, which is really useful. So I'll click this little menu, show you what we've got. So I can search LinkedIn for him, or I can Google him straight from here as well. And then I can add a note. And this is very similar. I'll show you a vacancy in a second, but the buttons are quite similar on other records. But I hope you'll agree, nice and easy and quick to access these different actions. And then my final button that I absolutely love, it's on other versions of Adapt as well, but we've got right at the top right corner, we've got a favourite button, a little star, and that means I've made Jasper a favourite. So always useful in Adapt. If you've got lots of records, whether they be people, companies, contacts or jobs, if you're in and out of them a lot, if you make them a favourite, they pop up on your home screen. So it's easier, even quicker to get into those records. So that's the toolbar at the top. Let me show you from a jobs perspective as well. So I'm just going to go into my pet food job here, which Jasper probably has applied for, knowing how much he likes food. So again, we've got the nice summary page, and if I click the drop down, it's showing me all the other pages I've got within the job. I can get into the tasks, the calendar, I can get into the journal and also the document library for this particular job as well. I've got activities, the full range of activities against the job, but then nice and handy again, the quick access icons into the most used actions. So shortlisting candidates to the job, sending CVs, all that lovely recruitment workflow that we're used to, client interviews, placing as well, placing just with one click, and then I can add notes as well. So I think that's a really great feature. Will definitely speed up your day, and as I said, the more you use the system, those icons, those little images, you're just going to get used to them, so you'll just be clicking them sort of without even realizing. And then finally, one of the new features, and this is for AdaptUX at the moment, as I believe it's not ready for earlier versions, so it isn't a key feature within the AdaptUX system, is we've got a Gmail Chrome extension. So if you want to find out more about this, then I would, if you are an Adapt user already, I would get in touch with your account manager down at Adapt, and I'm sure they'll give you lots more information about this. But what's really great about it is if you're using Gmail for your email, then it will look at the email address of the recipient, and if that recipient is on the system, then it will allow you to review and open the record from there as well. So you don't even need to be in AdaptUX to see all this information, which is great. You can activate workflows, so even from Gmail, I could log a call, add a note, shortlist the candidate right from that particular Gmail account. I can attach the message, so let's say I get a really important client email come through and I want to attach it to the record in Adapt, then I can do that from Gmail as well. I can tag the message back to the record, and I can also add any attachments. So if that happens to be maybe an email from a candidate that's not on the system, I can also attach the CV and pass a candidate in from there as well. So I'm not using Gmail, I use Outlook, so these are some little screenshots of what it will look like. So this is how you would see somebody's details. So Megan Walker, the lovely Megan Walker, she sends me an email and the Chrome extension realises that she's on Adapt. So this little window pops up and it shows me her details. So you see here, I can see the details, the notes, any submittals, and I can get to the journal and the tasks all from within Gmail. And also this is really great, these are the workflow icons. So from my Gmail email, I can log a phone call, send a text, I can add a note, I can even do interviews, shortlist a candidate and do follow-up tasks as well. So that links back into the system and I get those nice reminders popping up. So those are my top or my favourite new features within the AdaptUX system.
Right then everyone, I hope that was a good use of your time. We're liking to make these little webinars short and sweet, but we do have a couple of questions for you. Do me a favour, answer me a question. My CRM is A, and a little poll is going to pop up on the screen right now, and you can tell me what you think. We're just doing some research in our own business right now because we're obviously very, very hot on CRM. And then the next question, which is the final question, what do you actually need your CRM to do? Interesting. Looks like no one gives a damn about candidate experience, she says. Okay, lovely. So obviously we work with recruitment technology, we work with recruiters, we work with technology, and sometimes when you put the two things together, things can go a little bit messy, and sometimes we get involved to sort that out. So obviously if you use Adapt or any other CRM, please drop us a line if you need some help with that. We obviously want to help you use Bond Adapt more effectively as well if indeed you use the system already, because we are their only software partner, which is great, or software training partner. So keep us posted on how you're doing with that particular system. Obviously as well with the AdaptUX, if you want to become more effective with Adapt, then just put the word love into your chat and we'll drop you a line with some information about how we work with that particular company. And ultimately what we're very keen on making sure of is that you're getting return on investment from these systems rather than just stress. And the IT managers in the room will know exactly what we mean by that. Our community is really, really important to us, and we obviously have a blog. It's likely that you'll know about that already, but we do have a subscribe button, so at least press that. Make sure you're subscribing to our blog, and obviously things like YouTube as well. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've got some use out of today's session. Obviously, it's going to be going up onto YouTube later on today. If you have any questions about Adapt or anything to do with recruitment technology or digital marketing, then please drop us a line. Really, really good to see you on the call. You take care, everyone, and have a great weekend.